First of all, you need to understand what the word atheist means. Atheist equals someone who does not believe in any God. Is atheism intrinsically a selfish philosophy? Not really, even though some atheists, as individuals, can be selfish just like a God-fearing person can be selfish. But if you really want to go there, we can do that. Which of the following do you consider to be selfish? 1. An atheist giving help and support to those who need it, just out of the kindness of our heart. Or 2. A theist helping others, based on the promise of reward or the fear of punishment. The most selfish people in the world are the people behaving according to the promised reward or punishment in the afterlife. If an atheist's philosophy is based on whatever media they have digested. If by media you mean common sense, rationality and actually a brain we put to use, then I just gave you your answer. What binds one atheist to another? Just because your faith only can survive if you are bound together and reinforce each other's beliefs, does not mean atheists are in need of the same. How are they bound together in a community? Well, I as an atheist do no need to be bound in a theist community. I can actually function in any community, also religious ones. Because I really do not care what you do believe in or do not believe in, that is your case. Except hatred for theists. Yet another stupid theist comment. I can disagree with you without hating you. Hey, I have disagreed with my parents, children, brothers, and my wife about many things, but I do not hate them. But what I do hate is prejudice, ignorance and stupid comments. But I do not hate people, atheist or theist. I can have my opinion of you based on your question, but I do not hate you. By the way, being an atheist has nothing to do with philosophy. No, it's the other way around. Why, you ask? Take the concept of praying. You always ask God for something. Even if it's something as seemingly selfless as wishing the well-being of family members. Most people ask for cars, more money, a beautiful GF wife, that coveted job, etc., etc. At its core, every prayer is a selfish plea, or in many cases a barter agreement. Newsflash, your God doesn't care. God is not obligated to give you anything. God doesn't care if you pray or if you don't pray. If your God follows this philosophy, it's the only way it's a selfless entity. At its core, atheists lack belief. We admit that we don't know and we are working on understanding reality. We don't use God to justify our selfish actions. For example, misogynists use the God justification in subjugating the fair sex for their own selfish interests. How are we bind together in a community? Let's just say we the next step in the evolution in humanity. The concept of God and by extension the concept of religion has arisen due to three human weaknesses: fear, ignorance and lack of control. Atheists have low doses of each of these. So this sense of pride, ego maybe, is what binds us together. Oh, and by the way, you are not the center of the universe. Please do us a favor and stop telling us otherwise. Any philosophy can be a selfish or selfless philosophy depending on the outlook. Consider these four examples with the knowledge that there are more gray areas in between the extremes they represent. Selfish atheist, I want to be the God of my world. Selfless atheist, I want to help people, but God seems factually false. I feel like spreading lies is hurting people's freedom. Selfish Christian, I want to go to heaven so I will follow God's commandments. Selfless Christian, I don't need heaven or God. I will love all beings and do what I feel is right. It is best we separate religion from individual subjective righteousness so we don't persecute a belief system based on a preconceived ideas. For example, some terrorists are Muslim but not all terrorists are Muslim. Instead of condemning the Muslim, we should condemn the terrorism and separate the two, allowing the faith but not the crime. Otherwise we run the risk of persecuting the kind and loving Muslims who are more peaceful. This example applies to atheists in this situation. Some atheists are selfish and the ratio of selfishness to selflessness as a majority of a faith can depend on the generation and the location. TLDR. Any religion can have selfish and selfless people. In fact, many people in all religions are selfish to some degree.